Yesterday's round at Mulligan's went pretty well. I started off really hot with a 6 down on the front 9.
Through the first 16 holes, was playing really, really well. I think I got to 11 under, had a decent chance to go to 12 on 17. Started kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit and missed a putt.
If I can just keep putting the way I was putting and keep it in the fairway, I think I should shoot pretty well today.
I think I'm feeling really in control of my shots in my game right now, and I really like my chances going forward.
Hello and welcome to day 2 of the PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Championships presented by Grip 6. Today we are out at the Fort, the more wooded of the two courses. It's BigSexyBarri, Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
And getting into the Grip 6 low profile, we have round 1 co-leader Nate Sexton. You just heard him talk. You're about to hear him talk some more. Big first round, Ricky Wysocki making a really late charge in the back 9 with great putting. Kevin Jones, he's been a mainstay lately on the league cards here at Jomez this year. And rounding out the card is Calvin Heimburg, 9 under, C2 in regulation, 89%. That is getting it done off the tee.
Hole 1 at the Fort starts out with basically a straight shot. Everything the drone is flying over now is out of bounds. You need to clear this first creek to even be in bounds at all. Then the hole gets much tighter. So you'd like to hit this little gap here on the left, but you need to put the brakes on quick because you got the Ogden River right there behind the basket.
Two words about the Fort is placement.
Texas golf. Trees, stream. The factor.
Two words to describe the Fort. Putter shots.
Unforgiving and fun.
Two words about the Fort. Tight lines.
Got to scrap.
Got to scrap. Okay, perfect.
Adam Hammis here. I got 2 words for the Fort. It's Sir and Vive. Survive out here.
They don't know what 2 words means, I think. We had 2 people struggle with that concept.
This is our MPO lead card. First on the tee pad today, currently sitting at 48 strokes from Olympia, Washington. Let's give a big Ogden, Utah welcome to Nate Sexton! Following Nate, also sitting at 48 strokes, 2-time PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Champion, Ricky Socky Bomb Wysocki! Following Ricky at 49 strokes, let's give it up for Kevin Jones! Also at 49 strokes, rounding out the card, we have Calvin Heimburg!
Great crowd. Everybody's excited. Let's get it going.
And you get that one pushed out on a nice Anheuser. This is looking pretty good. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Better than good.
Doesn't really, yeah, wherever you are on this green, it's going to be a tricky putt.
That log I bounced up against is a B line too, so that was fortunate. Get down quick. If that flies over that log, I'm out of bounds.
Attaboy, Rick!
And this is holding that turn. This is pretty good. It's going to be 30, maybe just inside 30 feet.
Yeah, I think so.
Kevin liking that turnover forehand line and throwing this one so good looking, just catching the last little bit. That's going to be edge of circle.
So we have 3 sidearms, and then Calvin's going to go with the putter turnover. I'm guessing maybe even a hyzer flip kind of right at it would be the play. Nope, he's going with that turnover, make the gap as big as possible.
Yeah.
And he caught the one you got to miss.
That's just the last one before you get to the trees that are in the green area. So anything you hit past that tree, you're inside circle 1, but Calvin's going to have to make a lengthy putt to get a birdie here.
And disregard the river behind it. He does not care.
What?
Huge putt. Obstructed, probably 65 feet. What a statement start for Heimburg.
Where was the crowd? I didn't hear anything.
That's just because we cut to replay. They were going wild.
Okay, because that was insane. Oh, no.
Yeah, he was even shorter than the 30 that we gave him,
Yeah.
it looked like.
Kevin's closer than the outside the circle that we gave him. I guess he was, right there on that line.
Good putt, good start. Beautiful.
Third easiest hole is out of the way, and we've got the easiest hole next. It just is going to get a lot tougher after these first 2. And speaking of the easiest hole on the course, we are here on hole 2, par 3, 201 feet. Through this tiny gap, over the river, and through the woods we go. You got to get the disc through this gap here with a low ceiling backhand putter shot, but there's also a flex sidearm play. You want to get in that bulgy area inside these logs here. OB is long, and it takes you to a drop zone if you do find that. You're going with a rat?
Correct.
You're just going straight at it.
Correct.
And you're achieving your shot? No, not quite.
Dang it.
Correct. And Kevin...
Get ready for a show.
Oh, boy. Grenade.
I think it's just a hyzer. Maybe it was a grenade.
That looked grenadey to me. Oh, my goodness. Come on. How is that the shot?
I don't think it is. I think he just made that up.
He was laughing about it. I told him after he did it, I said, 10 cool points to you, Kevin. And he was laughing. He's like, I know it's probably a bad idea, but every time I tried it, I just kept parking it. So.
And Ricky's going with the wide route, and he doesn't get over the hill, so that's going to be a couple of tough putts. Actually, 3 of the shots are going to be from that hillside. Looks like Calvin even made his way back down. Maybe even got a fortunate log break there. And he cannot connect on back-to-back 60-footers. And is this blind? I mean, like, how much of the basket can you see?
I could see the basket.
Okay.
Looks deep right there. Oh, catch it.
No
Oh,
way!
let's go.
Oh, that's awesome. That is such a tough putt.
Yeah, the dart. Getting into the action early. I kind of thought it might be high right, but a good grab.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is... you cannot be any farther right than that. That is awesome. Birdie start for your leader. Can Ricky hang in? Keep pace? He cannot. So Kevin Jones is going to jump into solo second place with his tap and birdie. What a crazy line. I mean, it is hard to justify doing something like that when Kevin is such a great putter thrower. I mean, we all know him as being one of the best putter throwers on the planet, and this is as much a putter shot as there is in disc golf, and he goes the most crazy route there is.
He's developing a reputation for one of those over-the-top guys
Is he
too, though.
the-
I mean, he's doing that a lot and doing it well at a lot of these courses.
Is he the new Simon?
There's still a Simon.
There's still Simon.
Hole
Okay.
3, par 3, 516 feet. The entire right side of the river is out of bounds, so you need to throw this very high and wide to get over all the trees and then swing in late. The green, very well protected. If you do go out of bounds, the drop zone is fairly forgiving, probably inside 100 feet to the basket.
516 feet on such a tough pin to get to. Wow.
And honestly, I think that now the World Championship starts.
Yeah.
Like you go through Birdie Fest over there at Mulligan's, and then the first 2 holes here, as we see, yours is drifting kind of left side. That'll be a tricky up shot, but probably it's safe, so that's fine. But now you're into the fort, right? You play the first 2, you want to get the first 2 birdies, and now it's just a scrap fest.
Well, this one feels like the fort because it's so difficult. This is the 4th hardest hole, averages a third of a stroke over par. But I would contest what you're saying and say that the fort really begins with this next hole. Hole 4 is really what you're going to see. The rest of the course is going to feel like what we're going to see on this next hole. But this is the only open hole on the course aside from hole 16.
Yeah, but it's a definite bonus birdie.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Oh, my goodness.
Calvin gets it flat at the top.
This is ridiculous. Oh, that is so good. It is so hard to trust that shot flat and wide out there. A little bit of a right to left crosswind. It's kind of helping win for the right-hand backhand player.
He's asking for a little help. That's not bad either, man. People would take that.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day of the week.
That's better than not bad. That's excellent. He's right there at circle 1's edge, it looks like.
And this is what you're going to see a lot of. A little straddle out, kind of a pokey lie to where you can't really see the basket. You can't give it a good bid because of low-hanging limbs.
I think I got pretty fortunate there. I think that could have been a lot deeper in the woods than it ended up being.
Yeah, if you get over there on hole 4's fairway, if you don't hit any of those trees, it can be a very difficult approach.
Here is Ricky for birdie.
Oh, yes. Not circle's edge. That was mid-circle 2, and that was a great first birdie of the round. To miss 1 and 2 and then pick up 3. That's Ricky Wysocki for you.
And Calvin to match.
Oh. Just into the flower bed.
Shocking amount of claps after that putt.
Oh, you know, it's the gallery is so excited to see a World Championships. I mean, we're just all excited to be here, and it's a weird feeling when you miss a putt really bad and everyone claps for you, but at the same time, you're happy that they're there on your side.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd rather hear way more claps for bad shots than no claps for good shots.
Definitely. Hole 4, par 4, 655 feet. This one is so difficult because the tunnel is really tight and it breaks just slightly left. So it's not a very easy shape to hit to find your way all the way up to this corner. And that's what it's going to take to really be in the running for birdie here. You're going to have to push probably into the high 300s off the tee, down that tunnel, probably 370 plus, to be able to be in a place where you can throw that straight mid-range or putter up to this green. Keep in mind, the river is there waiting up there by the basket.
I'm not sure if I'm buying the 655. I feel like it just feels so much longer than that.
And you're going to see a lot of this. A lot of people playing slow off the tee, putter mid-range. We see Nate, you're lining up a sidewinder, I believe.
Yeah,
so under
sidewinder.
stable, just trying to hit the gap here.
Okay.
Great kick.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect example of why it's so much better to be off by 2 feet out here than off by a foot. Because if you hit that initial branch and you kick left, you are dead to rights. I like this shape. If this can keep holding, keep bending, Kevin. Oh, it's kind of squeezing through behind a bunker of trees. So it's not the worst thing because it got a lot of distance, but it's also doesn't really set up a great second shot.
I'm surprised, honestly, that nobody is going a little bit more aggressive with the backhand. And if you hit it right, you can get to that corner that Nate was talking about in the preview. And these guys are just opting for hitting the fairway, which is basically playing for par.
With Calvin's shot, I mean, oh, we're going flick roller from the fairway. Look at this. This is crafty. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it worked pretty
Wow.
well. It worked pretty well. I
That
was a
was
little
Sidewinder?
worried about Sidewinder. I was a
Okay.
little worried about hitting that gap backhand. I didn't want to. I wanted to make sure I progressed up the fairway.
Yeah. And Ricky, that's all he's concerned about here is he's going slow again, just getting to the corner. And I guess that's technically what they might think of as the landing zone, but just the shape of the fairway. Like you saw Calvin's shot. He pushed the right side of the fairway. It hyzered back. He didn't really have much more room to go right. And yet he's not even close to being in the birdie landing zone. So it's a very difficult shape. Like you said, I think, Paul, that if you do want to get to that landing zone, it's got to take like a counter skip to get there.
Ricky with the beautiful forehand anhyzer.
Yes. Fantastic.
Holding the fairway the whole way. A string right to the bottom of the pole.
This really plays like the only par 5 of the World Championships. It was only birdied twice at the Utah Open, I believe, the entire week.
Well, hole 9 is a par 5.
Oh, okay. I went through it in my head too fast, but yes, we do have one par 5 that is a legit par 5, and then hole 4, which masquerades as a par 4.
Calvin up to the basket.
Which this one might play harder than, honestly, the par 5 that we do have on the course.
Can we shout out any birdies from this World Championship field on this 4th?
Well, I guess we've all thrown our third shot now, haven't we?
Of course we have, or I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to absolutely no one. Not a single birdie on hole 4.
So yeah, it's tough. We can rest easy. It's tough.
I mean, the World Championships, like this is when people do things that are unpredictably good usually, and not a single birdie on hole 4.
We'll definitely see some before the week's over.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
We've got 2 more shots out here, but yeah, that's that's a bit strange to see.
Well, it's not honestly not that strange. These are, for the guys who can do it, and everybody kind of opted for the par, really not pushing down the fairway. So,
And that is early in the week. That hole can be a bruiser, and so just taking your par there. Later on in the week, when every stroke seems to be more important, we might see a little bit more press for that.
And look at hole 5's tee shot, par 4, 540 feet. The drone barely fit through here. This is so narrow. You've got this low log with the big bullseye on it, just to tempt you to throw a little too low and get blocked there. You'd like to throw up the fairway and move just gently right. Try to find this corner area that the drone is reaching now. If you go hard right, you're going to be pretty well trapped, not really having access to the green. This is what that second shot looks like. The biggest gap is far left, but then you have to swing back so hard to the basket, and there's a log around 40 feet away that's going to block your skip. So there's some more interior gaps you can take if you want to be aggressive with the forehand. All in all, really hard green to access.
Yeah, we started off with 2 of the 3 easiest holes, and since then we've gone 4th hardest hole, 3rd hardest hole. So this is kind of like, okay, all right, this is fun. We're at the 4th, and then it's like, oh my God, we're at the 4th. Oh no, take cover.
That was fantastic from Ricky. Turnover mid-range right to the perfect spot.
okay, needs a little help.
Okay.
Oh, well, it digs.
Yep.
That's a nice dig. You'll have something from there.
Super happy with that.
Yeah, if you go too far right, it really pinches that second shot angle to really nothing.
After hole 3, this course turns into you hit the initial gap, and then what happens after that, you make happen.
Yep.
There's no control after that. You can shape a shot off the tee. I like how they make you do that here, but then after that, you're having to invent some way
You
to
feel
get
like
up to
you're
the
at
basket.
a fort. You're at a battle. This is a battleground.
And Kevin is going to have to get very inventive, as we saw him go
Yes.
through the spectators, kind of onto the walkout. Has a little room to work with. This fades out on him, though. He's gone over the spectators again to the right. I'm going for one of those more aggressive interior gaps here, about 5 feet wide.
Oh, man. Just a little bit too much flex to work that left side.
Yeah, there was a wind coming across from the right, so it felt like the only way to really get there was to go inside. Ricky makes the same choice, executes it very well.
Oh, whoa! Come on!
Nearly rings it up.
That is a rare sight to see get through all those and get over the log and skip up and almost go in.
Look at this drive.
But it's not even good. I mean, he has no angle.
Right. Well, I mean, to get there, though,
Yeah.
not hit anything, hit the log. I mean, you're trying to do that. Like, he
Yes.
executed his tee shot as good as he probably wanted
And look
to.
where he is. He's on the green of the previous hole. Forehand roller.
Whoa.
Through the spectators
Oh,
again.
oh my gosh. How does this keep happening? We have never hit a spectator in the history of Jomez
Look where he
spectators.
landed.
Kevin just moved the spectators 3 times, and he made it up to the circle. A fantastic shot.
I just don't get it.
KJ USA's favorite fan right there.
Calvin for the long birdie bid. No.
Give me that.
This dude, come on, Calvin. That's awesome.
2 of them already.
Oh, man, that is that longer than hole 1?
Hard to say. They were both huge. I mean, you're the stats man. What did they write those down at? Those were big putts.
They called it 70, and I'm thinking these days people go out there with their rangefinders. So I think, yeah, that's outside circle too.
I believe 70 all day. That was huge. This is to save an incredible par.
That's a tour to 5. He just did the tour to 5 right there. Hole 5. He was everywhere in the entire country of hole 5.
Except the actual hole. I mean, he was not really on the hole at all, to be honest. He stayed off the hole, but he
Tour
made
to 4
par.
to 5.
Yeah.
Tour to 4 to 5. They called his putt on hole 1 for Calvin 49 feet. So yeah, that was the lengthier one according to the stats. Wow, 2 birdies on this one. That is a rare feat. Very difficult.
To come out of both of those holes with no red on the card is pretty fantastic.
And still not a single bogey yet on our card. Wow.
Hole 6, par 3, 324. There's no real obvious gap to the basket here, but the play that's been working for people is sort of a high turning mid-range up on that left side. And that kind of gets you around some of these small trees and can get you to the green. Flex forehand through that same airspace is also a pretty common option.
Yeah, the biggest gap on this hole is obstructed from view by these 3 to 4 sets of plum cherries on the hillside that you see Ricky going just over right now. And then from there, you're just hoping to miss that one or the one to the right or left or above it or below it.
That's a good call, I think.
It's like, but you don't know which one you're really trying to miss. You're just trying to miss them.
Too high, Calvin says, and
that's this look like almost the same exact one that Rick hit. This assuredly will not hit the same tree. This is going to be a completely different shot shape.
More turn. Shoot.
Kind of fights through to a little look, though.
yeah, absolutely.
Kevin likes that play. And now he can try to make the correction.
I mean, there's a grenade there. What's he doing throwing a sidearm?
That was cool. The shadow of the airplane.
Yeah. Oh no. So that's the plum cherry, and that's going to be a tough approach. That is no easy up and down.
Now he's going to have to play through that same route that they were trying to hit initially anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So it is there.
It's
Yes,
there.
it is.
Yeah. And hits his hand on the tree in his follow through, and it doesn't affect the shot. Well done.
Well, Calvin's about 75 feet.
Come on. No, not this time. A tiny bit of work left there for the par. How far?
50?
Oh, right on line.
Almost.
Little work left though here.
Yeah, those are the tester ones. Those just add a little bit of stress into that stress bubble that once it gets filled up, it's hard to come back 28 footers and make all of them for par.
The flowers under the basket. What a nice touch. Also, what a tough life for those flowers.
It is the interesting juxtaposition of those flowers versus the sandy, dusty courses. It's an interesting touch, for sure.
I don't know. I've seen some people spit out, and I've seen them look at the flowers with a mean face, and I'm like, all right, buddy, the flowers did nothing to you.
Yeah, you got to look in the mirror, my friend. Hole 7, par 3, 345 feet. Elevated tee pad, super tight gap, water behind the basket. Interesting shot shape in that you kind of want to throw a bit of a flex with the backhand to try to move back left. This really nice log blocking the putt as well if you're short. This is one of those holes where if you don't hit the initial gap, it can turn into a bogey very quickly.
And even though people are trying to throw the flex, I've seen the best throws going dead straight.
And that will be a difficult save for Rick. That is very short.
Here's that flex play. You can tell by the way that he kind of puts it up there in the air.
Yeah, I think this might be a Firebird.
Oh, heavy Anheuser angle.
Perfect.
And big skip, sit down. Oh, that's awesome. Unobstructed look at the basket is such a premium.
I'm going with my trusty big Jerm Thunderbird.
I like this. I like this. Come on, be the one. Oh, underneath the lip. Oh, that is sick. That's even better than Calvin's.
Those are the two closest shots I've seen, period.
That is
in
awesome.
all of my practice.
Those are the flex.
Absolutely.
Kevin, can he get through every... Okay. All right, so that's a look. That's the traditional look for birdie on this hole with the big log in the way.
And that's the straight shot. That'll get you, it's a kind of a bigger route, and I feel like that'll get you a look more often from about that range, though, 40 to 38 feet, something like that.
Fantastic second from Ricky. Gets beyond the log and parks it.
That's why he's earned the nickname the Scramble Master. I mean, he just does it time and time again.
Oh, let's go. Right off the limbs.
But, man,
Wow.
it's so tough when the chains are blocked from your view by the log. Getting the distance right. Amazing.
The thing I like about the log, and even though it's pretty close to the basket, is really no matter where you are, unless you're tucked right against it, that log's height shouldn't be in the way for the pure line of the putt. It just blocks your vision, not the actual pure flight line.
Look at this green with
Oh
the little
my gosh.
rapids running by the basket. It's beautiful, and I'm so happy. I was nowhere near this hole in any of my practice. So
I really feel like this is the shortest bonus hole that I've ever played.
It is. I mean, it's not that short at 345. I mean, I guess it does feel like a bonus.
On to number 8. This one is 310 feet, tight gap here with this Y tree. You got to make sure you miss that. You kind of like to go with a forehand or backhand turnover up above it to make your gap as big as possible. Then you got this wall. If you don't clear that, you're going to have a really tough putt. This hillside on the left is actually out of bounds, and then the basket elevated.
I heard that the course designer was told to take that tree out, and then the course designer said why, and they left it there. And that's a true story.
Oh, that's funny.
Not the Y tree. I don't mind it. I don't mind
no,
it.
me
I
neither.
think this is a fair but difficult gap.
I think it's a cute name because of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a cute shot right there.
I think it's one of the better par 3s at the fort.
In the world.
No, I mean, here with the nicely constructed wall that blocks the short shots, that makes the putt difficult, the elevated basket, the Y tree, the story behind it. It's a great hole.
There is a little bit of OB to the left as well. If you do turn something over.
Oh, Kevin.
That's going to be scrambleable, though. It's better to be left than it is to be right on this hole if you do hit early. But if you do turn something up over where that wall is a bit left, there is a little patch of out of bounds. So
it's a little tight on the hyzer line that needs to get down quick. Oh, wow. Actually, really good.
Kevin kind of stuck behind these little bushy trees, finds a way to get up high with the forehand.
And yeah, just like Paul said, that shot was like eggs. Scrambleable.
I was right there where he was, almost the exact spot.
Ricky from Circle's Edge.
Oh, just over the rim, but not lined up perfectly, and it slides out to the side. And look at this tap in. This is like a Nate Sexton dream hole, I feel like. This is 2015 Firebird all day long.
2-shot lead, Nate. That's a Nate Sexton dream.
Ooh, and that's what you have. This is a dream come true. And still, on this front 9, not a single red number on our scorecard. And that right there is really impressive. This front 9 is difficult, and so is the back 9. But wow.
Looking at hole 9, the only par 5. Tell us about it, Paul.
All right, well, you have this little target on the left. Don't come anywhere near that. Okay, you're going to have OB line on the left, but it's actually the mandatory line. So if you do go too far left, you go straight to the drop zone. You want to stay away from that. Get to the corner, and you'll have some sort of scrappy shot. You get to any of these 2 spots right here, pitch it up for a bird, but that's a rare bird. Really tough hole. The green, you can see there's a mound. Just do your best.
It's so hard to get to the basket with that
really
where
is.
that mound is.
You are going sidewinder?
Yeah, I'm going over towards that target that Yuli was talking about.
Oh, no. And that is out of bounds.
But it's like such a forgiving drop zone. I'm not even that mad.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, you went out of oh boy, that's a bad kick.
Now that, yeah, you're in such a better place for just as bad of a drive, really, for the result. I mean, you hate where you are, but now you're in a pretty decent spot.
Yeah, even compared to where Calvin is, even if he throws a perfect shot from where he is, as Kevin throws a really good shot down the right side of the fairway, he's only going to be 30 feet in front of you.
Ricky turns it right, needs to miss some trees, miss some people.
That definitely, there's no way the entire gallery got out of the way that time.
Yeah, someone got domed.
No one came forward and said they were injured. I know that
That's
much.
good, because that looked like it was somebody was in a sitting position right there.
Whoa.
Very good. But then again, he's
Yeah.
only, 30, 40 feet in front of you.
And I think he's kind of pushed far enough that his angle isn't great.
Yeah.
The hard thing about this, there's a lot of room up around this corner, but if you push deep of the Mando by much, you really cut off your own angle back to the green.
He's trying to go flex play. This is stabling. And there is a river over there.
Yeah, that is going to be in the danger zone.
Looks like he caught something, though.
So par is very salvageable.
Very.
I mean, potentially.
I think birdie's still on the table.
Yeah, a big shot here. This could be birdie. Is this holding? This is holding over. Oh, okay.
If it misses that tree, though, I think it's a circle 2 putt.
I got to give a shout out to Matt Orm on my card through X3, 75 feet around the corner. D2 almost skipped in for the eagle, just barely missed his putt, but he was past the basket in 2.
Wow.
And just could not have played the hole better. It showed me that this could be 2'd potentially, which does not seem to be possible when you play this hole.
Calvin's shot kind of faded out on him. He's probably 80 feet from the basket with some trees in the way.
This looks great.
It got like a weird no skip. I really thought it was going to rip around the corner, and it just didn't get the skip we were thinking it would.
That hill just kind of continues out of sight around the corner, so it hits that hill. I can see why it didn't get any skip.
And here's Ricky. We had to call a clock. It was that long. We found it, fortunately, but we were looking, 20, 30 people looking for a minute or two for this thing. Finally did find it. He was able to pitch out, but not get all the way to the green.
That's a fortunate break. And that's going to be a pretty short putt for the par. Yeah, Kevin likes it.
So he has some sort of putt. Well, okay. He was listening.
Yeah.
Easy bird.
No,
wait,
it's
no,
actually a par.
Yeah, pardon me. That's
'cause
par.
He had that early tree hit. That was for a birdie.
Yeah.
But now everybody putting for par.
And the hat is in, and we have got to give a shout out to Jeff Hinckley, the only eagle in the field, the first eagle of the 2021 World Championships.
Wow.
Threw it in from 60 feet.
I played with JC Kester, who threw flex forehand off the tee, flex forehand a little bit past. Didn't make it, but pretty impressive to go sidearm there as we finish up this nice little story there.
Let's check in at the UDISC
Oh
leaderboard.
my
'Cause
gosh.
There's I didn't have a 2-stroke lead. I thought I did. This guy, Emerson Keith, 7 under on the front 9, 15 under, and in the lead at the World Championships right now.
This guy is a World Championships gamer.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, the guy two worlds in a row. This guy is bringing it, and I am loving it.
Thank you so much to the Founders Club for their support of our coverage. We'll be right back with the back 9 from the fort.
Yeah, Kester goes sidearm, rip job,
So what
weighted.
kind of overstep?